good? Fred123, and so I went out to play poker at Berry Park tonight. Berry Park is this really cool bar in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's got a cool rooftop deck, actually. It was really cool. Had a few beers, and during the break you could go up, smoke a cigarette, chill out on the rooftop bar. It was actually really nice until it got like 45 degrees outside, but that's besides the point. I think your name is Nasir. So Nasir, I apologize to you if you feel offended by my poker table character. 2, I'm actually not a dick except when I'm on the poker table, where I act like a dick to the extreme. Why? Because like Phil Hellmuth or Mike the Mouth, Mike Matisow, that's part of my image. That's part of what I do to, you know, irk you, to win your chips. So, you know, if you feel offended in any way by my being ridiculously loud at the table, well, thank you. I appreciate that my playing skills have influenced you and therefore made you play poorly against me. Thank you for proving me right that my image makes a difference. In addition to that, here's something that I'd like to ask you guys about player etiquette-wise. Okay? So I actually brought the girlfriend, LaFutz, Rosie, to the game tonight. Rosie and I were hanging out, and I call her LaFutz because, you know, girls are fucking nuts. And she drives me fucking nuts sometimes. So if you ever see anything on my Facebook about that, I'm usually chatting it up about, like, hey, this is what's going on with the girl right now. But aside from that, the girl and I were playing poker tonight, and she was getting tired. And, you know, if you've ever gone to play poker with your other who's not really a poker player, sometimes they get tired, sometimes they get bored, and you just want to get the hell out of there. So I go all in, and I have 9-5. And she goes all in immediately after me. And I was just wondering about whether or not she is playing seriously, because we've been talking about how to play poker seriously, or if she's just getting tired and throws her chips in. So I go all in. She immediately goes all in after me because she's the player to my left. And another player then folds, and then I look at her cards because the action's still going around the table and I want to know what's up. And so I look at her cards, and by the time I look back up, one of the players at the table says, hey, he can't do that. He can't look at her cards. He's not supposed to do that. So, at the World Series of Poker, I agree with you. At New York Free Poker, I disagree with you for 2 reasons. 1, it's New York Free Poker, and it's okay there. It's accepted. The dealers accept it. The floor accepts it. 2, you do the same things. The person who is accusing me of breaking poker etiquette is also at the same time always breaking poker etiquette because it just suits him. He talks during the middle of the hands, shares his cards with another player at the table, and doesn't always speak English at the table. That's messed up. I disagree with that. So I'm a little bit of a stickler for the rules because I naturally am trying to stickler all the rules so that I can win. Because that's the whole point, right? You play poker to win. So, I've already apologized to you for acting like a dick. And, however, I do want to know from everybody whether or not, you know, is that cool? You know, I wasn't just looking at anybody's hands, A. B, I was looking at the girlfriend's hand. And C, this is, not that New York Free Poker is not the most serious game in the world. But A, we weren't in the main event tournament, we were in one of the sit-and-go tables, which is a friendly sit-and-go. 10 people still hanging out, still relaxing and playing poker. And it's jovial, it's very social, and while we do follow the rules, we don't play with our cards face up, and we don't, like, punch each other. You know, we follow a certain modicum of respect for the game, but at the same time, it's still very much like a bar game, very much like a not the World Series of Poker game. And my question to you guys is whether or not that's cool. Whether or not you can share cards when you've gone all in with someone in a not so serious setting. I'm not taking away from the fact that yes, we are playing for a prize, but at the same point in time, I've gone all in, she's gone all in, we came together, It's, in fact, the second time she's ever played poker together ever. I'm serious. Like, she'd be like, I just folded Queen 8, is that okay? And then she'd turn around and be like, I decided to play Jack Deuce. And I'd go, if you fold Queen 8 and you call with Jack Deuce, do you not see this? Like, I'm explaining poker to her. Not that that's an excuse or anything, but, you know, it's part of the background information. And besides, we went all in. Yes, I could have been more patient and waited to look at her cards. But at the same point in time, if you're calling me out for it, but you commit those crimes, you know, I don't even think I'm actually asking a question. I think I'm just bitching. Well, anyway, so tonight, New York Free Poker, we were playing at Berry Park, which is, I think, near Nassau on the L, and also between the G, between the L and the G, and like Timbuktu. I was driving. So there you go, guys. That's a question for you. Sharing cards at the table when you're at like a friendly home game or a friendlier bar game. How do you feel about it? Is it cool? And if someone like me allowed to mess with the rules like that? I'm not saying for everybody. I'm saying specifically me. Am I allowed to share cards? Because I'm a host. I'm a promoter. I'm a poker guy. You know, I'm held to a certain standard. But at the same time, am I allowed to breach that etiquette with my girlfriend? Not with everybody. I don't share cards with everybody. In fact, I don't even play in my own games. I do not play in my own games, and many people will attest to this. In the past 8 years, people will be like, Jay, do you play poker? The reason why people ask me is because I'm never playing, because I don't play in my games. So there you go. I would like to know whether or not you guys feel I breached poker etiquette by sharing cards, by checking out cards. Okay? And I wasn't interfering with the action. I went all in, she went all in, then we looked at each other's cards. She actually didn't even look at my cards. I only looked at her cards. Alright. I've ranted long enough. It's just after midnight, so I'm going to crash. That's probably not true. In like 2 hours, I'll crash. Alright. Fred123, cheers, y'all. Please, you know, please let me know how you feel about this. Thanks.